Hello there, lads, ladies, and binary partners. Today we will be ranting or praising the Magic the Gathering Fallout Commander set. Mainly we will be going over what characters from Fallout 1 and 2 might make an appearance since they say Magic the Gathering Fallout celebrates elements of all the Fallout games since 1997, represents the first modern view of some of the classic Fallout games, including updates to characters and settings from Fallout and Fallout 2, end quote. So, I'm gonna basically go over like a lot of the characters that I think should be in each one of these decks, and or at least in this set and completely. So let's go. One, I do hope that they do actually have water tokens, even if they're just flavored food tokens. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And don't you think? Yeah, I know. And so let's start with. So I guess now let's start with the actual decks. So right now we have Scrappy Survivors. Now let's see what the description. This deck focuses on scavenging for tools, food tokens, and allies. It also introduces junk tokens, which can be sacrificed to draw 2 cards. If you enjoy tokens or suiting up your creatures with auras and equipment, then this is the deck for you. So that sounds pretty fun, doesn't it, little buddy? Yes, it does. And now, so this is probably where we're going to see the Nuka-Cola machine. And since this is friends, I think it's going to be this is the deck that's going to have like most of the companions in it. I think this is going to be like it's gonna have like a lot of the legendary creatures, the actual NPCs. Don't you think so? Yeah, yeah. Let's focus on the NPCs of the games, right? So first we got Ian. He's the first companion of the Fallout games, right? Yep. Little boy. He is of all the Fallout series. He is the first companion you can get. He used to be a guard for Crimson Caravan. He can actually mark Junction Town and Hub on your map if you don't have him, and tell you about him. He actually is featured in the Fallout board game in the new California expansion, so they know about him. Like, oh, look at that, we're back. All right. Oh, so then next we got Tandy, kind of a broken companion in Fallout 1, as you can't change her equipment. It's kind of funny because they put like everything else about being a companion into her, but you can't change her equipment, and you can only access her equipment by pickpocketing her. And the first weapon she equips, that's the weapon she uses the entire game. So I actually think that and she's also the daughter of the NCR's founder, and later becomes the president of the NCR in Fallout 2. So I think she would be kind of a fun. I think she's a fun character, and I do hope that she's somewhere in the set. And I think it'd be funny if she had Shroud, so you can't even add stuff, but like she gets benefit from like everything else because becomes the NCR president. So I don't know how many tokens you have or whatever. I just think that'd be kind of fun little character. Give it Shroud to do a nod to that. Then we got Tycho. He is known as a great scavenger and survivalist. His character design was actually the inspiration to the Ranger armor found in New Vegas. Oh, that's right, yeah. And he is mentioned in the Fallout board game also, with the new California expansion. But I don't believe he will be in here, as he has this line in the first game: "You're better off depending on yourself and not on some piece of tech you can't fix." So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, right. We just don't think so. We just don't think that like he's a good fit for this like techie kind of deck. And I know there's enchantments, but it just doesn't really feel right. And then we got Killinan Darkwater. He is actually a temporary companion that you can get, and he's the mayor of Junktown. He's a notable character from Fallout 1, and the deck kind of being about junk and everything. I think he would be kind of a fun card to put in there, but like whatever. I'd rather see other people, and I don't think he's gonna be in it. Now my pick for the character from Fallout 1 that I think would be great in this deck would be Kaja. I think is how to pronounce it. Let's see what old Google here has to say. Kaja is a scavenger. Kaja is not a dog person, which I am making dog meat her commander. She actually says if you have dog meat in your party, she actually says I hate dogs, and that would be kind of funny little flavor text. But I think it would kind of get people like, because yeah, people are a lot about dogs and everything, so I think it would kind of get people. But I do think it would be funny. So, and she's actually really good at the Power Fist and the Ripper. And now the Ripper is it's like a little dagger. It's like a, oh yeah, you're right, a little dagger. It's about the size of this little guy right here, and it's actually a little chainsaw dagger kind of thing. And that's the so she. I think she'd be good, and I think that would be a pick. And also, again, I think it's funny, and I think I have like a kind of the humor that a lot of people in the Fallout community have. So then we're gonna go with Fallout 2. And so for Fallout 2, there's actually 16 companions. Yeah, we're not going through all of them. Like, those are actually all that came for Fallout 1, I'm pretty sure. Might have missed one, but like 16, we're not going to all of those. So these are the ones that I'm like, yeah, these are strong picks. First, we got Marcus. I think Marcus is just going to be in the deck. Like, he's a survivor of Unity, so that's going back to the first game with the Master. He made all the super mutants on the West Coast. Yep, yep. We'll get to the Master later. We'll get to the Master later. Don't worry about that, buddy. Calm down now. All right. So okay, where was I? Oh yeah, Survivor of Unity. Thank you. He's also the sheriff of Broken Hills, and also the mayor of Jacobstown in New Vegas. So like, he's been in all three of those games. They know about him because he's in the Fallout New California expansion also. So he's just the easiest pick to put him in the deck, and people know him, and people like him, and yeah, people get, you can't not like him. It's Marcus. And then my pick for Fallout 2 though is has to be Silic. He's a fun character and companion. He's a tribal member that has his grandma's bone as a nose piercing. It's just like way out here. Like, what is happening? He has tattoos all over him. He's just great. And I think if you put him, like, communicate with the spirits to give the advice to the player, and I think he'd be like a fun, like, enchantment, like aura based commander for the deck. And I just think that's like, if you saw that on a card and you didn't know anything about Fallout, you'd be like, I need to know who this guy's from. Like, I need to know who that guy's from. So I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a fun card. Great card. So let's go to the next deck. Yeah, don't you think so? Yeah, yeah. Let's go to the next deck. Let's go to the next deck. Let's bring it all over here. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, mutant men. Ooh, the wise Mothman. All right, all right, all right. Do love Mothman. Man, I do love Mothman. He's a great character. Love that Mothman. All right. So let's see over here now. Making the Mothman the commander, smart decision for sailing. Like, selling, you're gonna sell it. Like, I mean, like, that's the thing with Dogmeat. Dogman's in all the games. He's the companion through all the games. Makes sense to put him on the front cover. Dog, good as the boys. And we got Mothman. Everybody loves Mothman. Mothman. Everybody loves Mothman. Like, everybody loves Mothman. I think it's great. He's a mutant creature, so we're gonna see a lot of the mutant creatures from the games. Ghouls and whatnot. I kind of got some, like, little bit of honorable mentions that way. Yeah, we see him like, oh, that's kind of a cool little, knock back and see what they do with it. Because we got Brain, who's a super intelligent mole rat that you can actually talk to. Yeah, you can talk to him. So that would be kind of a fun character. Then we have Goris, who is an intelligent Deathclaw, and he actually has a different sprite than all the other Deathclaws in the game. And he's actually a possible companion from Fallout 2. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then we also have Set, who's the leader of the ghouls in Necropolis, which I think would be kind of fun with, because we already see that we have feral ghouls, as we can see right here. We actually have feral ghouls, so like making them, like, I don't know, go with ghouls might be an interesting kind of thing. Like, you can have them make ghoul tokens. I don't know, but the main one, and honestly, what I think should have been the commander, and I really hope is going to be a Set commander inside the deck, is the Master. He should have been the Master. Like, I love Mothman. I love Mothman. I understand this is how you're gonna sell the deck. Like, my buddy was like, I like this deck because it's just, it's Mothman, and it also, he does cool things. But the Master should have been. He is the mutant menace. I mean, he is the person that made super mutants in the West Coast. I know. I don't understand. It's just kind of like one of those things of like, he needs to be in this deck. He needs to be in this set. If he's not, oh my god. Like, how could you not have the Master? Like, so I'm just gonna, hoping that it's like, okay, he's gonna just be, yeah, exactly. He's gonna be like a release type thing to like get people excited. Like, oh, I'm the Master. And it's like, okay, cool. We got him. All right, so let's see this next deck. Let's look at this next deck. Let's look at it. Oh yeah, Caesar. Oh, Caesar. Look, I understand. So I'm gonna start off with, I hate the name of this deck. Hail Caesar, really? Like, look, I understand. Yes, I know, I understand. I understand that. I understand that. It's like the whole thing of, oh, how many times do you think of Rome, and the guy answers because all men think about Rome, and like that's the reason why. Oh, people liked his character in Fallout New Vegas, and oh, it's because it's Rome. It's just that you're really making it think that this is just going to be a Caesar based deck, which we do know it's not because the deck themes revolve around leaders of military factions and their soldiers as well as Wasteland Raiders. So yeah, exactly. Like so, we kind of like this is probably where we're going to see the Brotherhood of Steel at, which are not unquote like bad guys, right? Like yeah, I know. I mean, I know they can be kind of bad. They can be kind of mad sometimes, but they're not like quote bad guys. So I think this is where we're going to see the Brotherhood of Steel. So I think Ramus, who is the head paladin and head knight of the Lost Hills chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel and the Fallout, would be make sense as a card in this deck. He's kind of like the militant leader. He's not like the elder of the he's not the brother of the elder, but he's the head knight, the head paladin. Uh, Kleb, who is the leader of the regulars, would also be a good choice. He's a leader of a militant faction, but a kind of smaller militant faction. But here's the thing: is I know, I'm excited too. I'm excited too, because who should have been the commander of this deck? Who should, if they don't have him in this, if they don't have him in, I know, if they don't have him in this set, oh boy, that's gonna be a ranting day right there, and that is my boy, Commander Special Agent Frank Horrigan, the Bloody Enclave, my friends. Just like the Master, he has to be in. He has to be in the set. Like you don't think Fallout 2 without thinking of Frank Horrigan just punching a person in half, just completely demolishing a person in power armor. He sits way above you. He has 999 hit points. All right, this guy is a tank. He needs to be in this deck. He should have been the commander of the deck. That's who you think of, military leader. He commands the troops. Like he could have been in the mutant one, but at the same time, his own words is, "I'm not a mutant." And I just love that. Just being they could get that phrase and it would just be so good. Oh, so anyways, hashtag give me Frank Horrigan. I'm serious, Wizards. This is serious. Give us Frank. All right. Anyways, moving on. Whew, sorry, I know, I got worked up. I get worked up with Frank. He's my man. He's a cool guy. All right, so that's the last one is science. So science is actually, to me, it's kind of one of those interesting ones because it's like anything could be in here. I do think that choosing her as the commander, which is the institute, it's just like focusing, it focuses on high tech energy weapons scientists since in pre-war robots. It's just that like a lot of people didn't really like the institute, so making her, it's like they chose really good picks for the top of all the other commanders. It's like, okay, yeah, that sells, that sells, that sells. Like they were just like, she's in two of the games, so she'll sell. I don't know about that. So let's see. What would be to me like the one that's kind of like most like science. From 1 and 2, I would really want Zax. Zax 1.2. He's a supercomputer, machine intelligence. He's in control of the facility, the Glow. Yeah, and he's a major character in Fallout 1. And he also gives most of the backstory that we know as the backstory actually comes from this character. Like he's basically like the guy that you can just talk to and get all the lore of the game. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so like I think you just be like good at science. I mean, he's the head of technology. Um, I hope we do see the water ship Project Purity from Fallout 3. I know, but it's just like this. Man, I want those water tokens. I want those water tokens so badly, and those would be fun ones to get water tokens with. And I mean, this is just going to be chock full of all the great stuff. Power armor and whatnot. It's gonna be interesting. The characters, there's not like, because I could see the one that I could see John Maxon from Fallout, because he's the leader of the Brotherhood of Steel, and so I could see him being there because he's a High Elder, and so it's more about the science part of it, less about the military part. That's why it's like a Ramus and we got him. Pretty good. It'd be a pretty good mix. And another good one. Actually, I just thought about it. Wow, just thought about it. Oh my goodness, is the creator of the Curing? Oh, and that would be Charles Curling. He makes the FEV biological weapon that will, if anyone's infected with FEV, they would get wiped out. And he said, like, so that'd be a pretty good science one. I think it would be interesting. I don't know how they would do it, but, that'd be a good one. We're going to have FEV, obviously, in this. FEV VATS, which will probably be like, I don't know. Who knows what that'll be? That'll be kind of, like, probably like sacrifice a human and gain a super mutant or super mutant token. That'd be kind of cool. So, yeah, well, you know what? I think this has gone long enough. Let's finish this out. So, that's kind of all the characters from 1 and 2 that I feel like should make an appearance. Guys, let me know what you guys think. And, as always, hashtag give me Frank Horrigan. I swear to God. I swear to God. Well, stay living, partners. Bye. Whoa, you're still there. Well, thanks for watching my video, guys. You guys have a good one now. Keep on living, partners.